Yeah, but this is where we get the best deals, Jeremy.
Yeah, man, I haven't been to a flea market since I was a kid.
Yeah, I know, it's nice. I bought all this incense for $14.
Man, I think it was used.
No,
Why is it wet?
Well, that's the new, I don't know, I haven't bought incense in a long
Wet
time.
sense.
Outcense. I thought it was strange, the outcense. But no, I like the dragon semen. Dragon cum?
Dragon cum.
Dragon cum.
Yes.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
The best flavor of ice cream.
I agree, which I see you're enjoying right now. Yeah, flea markets, it's a bountiful harvest everywhere. Whatever you want, including, Jeremy, I heard there's a podcast dealer here.
Someone who deals in podcasts?
Yeah, just right over here. There's the booth right there.
All right.
Oh, no. Ooh. What's in the cookie jar? Oh.
I don't think there's anything left in these cookie jars.
Well, no. There's a podcast in here that's called What's in the Cookie Jar. It's like a self-help podcast. It looks pretty new.
It's not about delicious confectionaries?
Well, they got 4 episodes. Last 1 episode a month about self-help, Jeremy.
All right.
We can help people help themselves, right?
Sure. Sound like Kamala Harris.
Is that though?
Unburdened.
Oh, okay.
Two best buddies are talking about whatever they want. They're looking for a show to steal and treasure to haunt. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. They like to get crazy and talk a lot of trash. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast.
Welcome to Michael and Jeremy's Steal Your Podcast. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Mike.
How are you today?
I'm doing peachy keen. Oh.
Well, Jeremy, we rode in on a steal today. We got this podcast for $5 at the flea market. Let's find what is in this cookie jar.
That's what it's called?
Oh, Liliani Drury.
Huh.
Oh, from South Africa and she's been around some other places, it looks like, doing self-help. She's got a cookie jar filled with questions, and then she...
You're not supposed to put questions in a cookie jar.
You put cookies
silly.
in a cookie jar.
Yeah. What is this?
Well, Jeremy, have you ever seen Antique Roadhouse?
Yeah, I love it.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Antique Roadhouse?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, it's where the
So there's a bouncer.
there's a bouncer and some Irish dude. Wait, which one? Is this the original or the remake?
Well, I mean, I always prefer the remakes to the original.
Oh, yeah, of course you do.
Yes.
That tracks.
Yeah. And Roadshow.
Yep.
Antiques Roadshow.
Antique Roadhouse
Antique
Roadshow.
Well, we were talking about cookie jars, but anyway, Jeremy, there's a treasure hidden in this podcast. She pulls questions out of a cookie jar and then applies her own life experiences to help that person's question get answered on an episode of her podcast. So we have her cookie jar. Let's just blow through a few of these, right? I mean,
why not?
she usually does one question an episode.
One question an episode.
I think we could probably kill her whole cookie jar right now.
How are we supposed to talk a whole hour about one thing?
Well, we'll do half her cookie jar.
All right.
Wait, Jeremy, just pull one out.
All right. Okay, I got one.
What does it say?
Okay. If you were a vegetable, which one would you be and why?
That's the kind of self-help questions that she's got in her cookie jar? Well, she probably goes through a few duds. But if I was a vegetable?
Yeah, if you were a vegetable, which one would you be and why?
Car accident survivor.
Because you can live off that check, huh? Live off disability.
Yeah.
People feed you through
Just-
tubes
yeah,
all day.
I could be in a dope dream, right?
just-
The whole time.
You just shit and piss in one spot. You don't
And there's
have to
always
do-
hope. You know, technology and medicinal, the medicine gets better every day.
Car crash survivor. You could have just pulled out Terry Schiavo. That's my favorite vegetable. You remember that?
No.
You don't remember the Terry Schiavo thing? when we
I
were in
know the
school?
name. I don't remember the circumstance.
They were fighting. The family was fighting over if they should pull the plug or not. It became a national thing.
Oh, okay.
She was like,
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, well.
remember when she was like,
Oh, Jeremy. Well, okay, so does that give insight to what about you, Jeremy? What vegetable would you be?
I'd be some type of a gourd.
Yes. You could be a backpack for somebody in a survival situation,
Or a canteen.
or a decorative piece of art in someone's house,
Or a classy dildo.
or a classy dildo. People gourds?
Yeah, it depends on how skinny my top is.
Yeah, the first part, yep. Was it business in the front, party in the back?
Party in the front, business in the back.
Yeah,
baby.
sure. The mullet of fruit. Well, okay, let me pick one. That was a dud. There's got to be something we can offer real life, advice, so that way we can help someone help themselves.
I thought that was very helpful.
Let me help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. Okay. See some. See, these are just like would you rather's. There's got to be some real life advice in here. I'm sure if we shake it hard enough, we can find some real life advice. All right, here's a. How can I develop a more positive and realistic outlook on relationships? Oh, I shouldn't have picked this one.
Oh. Yeah, you want to take this one, Mike?
Yeah. Something I'm very good at, having a positive and realistic outlook on relationships. Yeah, so basically do the opposite. If you do the opposite of everything that I do, then you're golden. You're fine.
Like what?
Like actually pursue a relationship that you want and not just say that you want one. You should actually go out and try and meet people. Mingle, just be you. Find out something that you like to do and go there alone with no help at all from anyone. You remember, this is self-help. You got to help yourself. And the life is a buffet, Jeremy. You got to have your plate out.
So go stand at a busy buffet by yourself?
So busy buffet. I don't know if the people that you want to meet may be at a buffet.
It could be a good deal. What if it's a Brazilian steak?
It depends how desperate you are.
Well, how desperate are you, Mike? There's a pretty nice buffet.
I'm not a Chinese buffet level of desperate yet.
But we don't have Brazilian steakhouse buffet money.
I will tell you right now, Jeremy. I have gotten into a group activity game that I've really gotten into.
Okay.
It makes me a huge nerd, but I'm willing to come out and say it.
What?
So I've gotten into Magic the Gathering, the card game.
No.
Yes, I have. But so I've gotten into Magic the Gathering, and much like Pokemon. Remember when we were children and we would go to the mall and we'd go to the Books A Million, right, in the mall, and then there would be Pokemon game that people would be playing Pokemon.
Did you ever do that?
I did that, yes, as a child.
I don't think I ever battled my Pokemon.
You never did?
I think maybe with you.
Yeah, I'm sure that we did.
I think we did.
Yeah.
As friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I pursued strangers to battle my Pokemon against their Pokemon.
I did have my mom take me to the mall. I'd battle strangers with my Pokemon cards, and then we'd trade. And I remember one time I got this really good trade, and then the kid's dad came up. He's like, "You give me that. You give my son his card back. This is a bad trade. This is a bad trade. I know what these cards are worth because I'm also a huge nerd."
You know how much I spent on that booster pack?
Right? You didn't just take his Gengar for a stupid Dragonite or whatever the hell.
So let me ask you this about your newfound hobby. I don't know what this has to do with, but
Well,
this
I'm
is
saying
the opposite of what you do.
What I'm saying is I have been pursuing.
We're good. We're on track.
There's a comic book shop.
Do the opposite of Mike. That was your advice, right? For a healthy relationship.
Yes, do the opposite of
So
Mike.
don't play Magic the Gathering, but let's talk about it.
All right, fair
Okay.
enough. So, there's
I
a
have a
local
question. I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. When you open up that pack of cards,
Yes.
is it still in a pack? Like in the aluminum? Like, is it still in a pack?
Yeah,
Like
I've only ever bought like 3 boosters ever.
Okay. Do you
Yeah,
have
so
the
I've-
same feeling as when you were a kid and you opened
Oh
up
yeah,
that Pokemon?
It
It's
came
very
rushing
exciting.
back. It came rushing back, and I was like, I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
Please let there be a hot elf in here.
I'm gonna get a card, and someone's gonna think it's great and cool.
You know what? If you find the sexiest Magic the Gathering cards you have and put it in online and just type in nude after it,
It's nude, yeah.
there's a lot of artist renditions
Oh, I'm sure.
of the cards.
So anyway, like I was saying, like much like we were children, there are people that go to comic book shops and play Magic the Gathering, and I was thinking, I wonder what kind of people go there now. You know, I'm wondering who these people are.
One can only
Are
imagine.
there any chicks that go to these things?
Of course there are.
Are they available? Are they attractive? Are they going to have the same type of personalities that I'm looking for? Right? So I guess my advice to you, much like I'm thinking about going out to do something like this, maybe you should also try and put yourself in these situations. What was the question again?
That is good advice for a good relationship.
Are we doing an okay job?
If you're doing a relationship, it is good. If you're trying to get into one, to find something you like.
Have a realistic outlook on your relationships. That's what it was.
They're
you know?
probably going to be fat.
That's okay.
Get over it.
Yeah.
You're going to be fat too.
Yeah. Unless you do something about it.
Nah, fuck that. Play Magic the Gathering and get fat. Drink fucking Mountain Dew and hang out in the mall, because that's where it is. It's
Yeah.
always in a mall.
All right, Jeremy, I'm done with this question. You pick a next question.
You know, I went to Merritt Island Square Mall.
Oh, how is
yesterday.
it doing? How's it
I
doing?
haven't been there since I was a teenager.
Yeah, yep.
And over half of them, the stores are closed. So, like, when you walk into where Smoke Rings was,
Remember Piccadilly's? We brought
Yeah,
this up on
yeah,
a previous episode.
remember when you walked in where Smoke Rings was?
Yeah.
That entrance?
Mm-hmm.
Every store from there to like where Zoomies and stuff is.
Because there was a comic book shop directly across from Smoke Rings. Is that still open?
No, now they have furniture
Furniture.
sitting in there. It's a closed down comic shop, but there's furniture that you can scan a QR code and buy.
And yet, how is Macy's still around?
I bought a bunch of stuff from Macy's.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
But no, the mall's dead. The mall was dead.
Malls are dying.
It was weird. I've seen it all over the place, but this was my home mall. This is the mall that we went to when we were kids.
Yeah.
So like to see it be a shell of its, and there are those stores. I walked into one where there's people playing Magic the Gathering in the back corner, and they sell like Sega Genesis games and all the old consoles and stuff.
Did people ever go to the mall in order to try and meet somebody? Has it ever existed ever? Was there ever a point in time when the mall was so bumping that people would be like, hey man, let's go to the mall, maybe pick up some chicks?
Absolutely, when we were kids.
You know, obviously only people that are good at doing that would say that, but you know.
Yeah, we go to the mall as kids, and you talk to. We talked to. Remember that chick that we started talking to, and she sat with us in Smoke Rings. And
Yes.
she was sitting there, and
She was much older than us.
and then she was talking to us and hanging
Yeah.
out and wanting to follow us around. And then she told us she had IBS, which
yes.
I didn't know what that was
Me
at the time.
either.
And I was like, "That's cool. I'll still fuck you. It's whatever." I didn't know what it was. Yeah, people used to go to the mall just to hang out. and
Lower
meet
your
people.
dating expectations, right?
Yeah.
Have a realistic outlook on dating. How do people do that? Like just like that.
Look in the mirror. You're not a 9.
Right. Yes. Accept your handicaps.
Yep.
Come to terms with reality. And the reality of the situation is you're sad and lonely and no one will ever love you. So give up.
Well, I think some
Just give up.
I think some good advice for a healthy relationship.
Waste your time and energy on something else like a fun hobby.
Here, Mike, I got this one.
You got another note? Are you pulling another cookie jar?
I got this one. I'm gonna jump.
You're
in
gonna
on
put a
this
bow on
question.
it? You're gonna
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead. It's taking a dark turn for me.
So, when you meet someone and you're having a good time, especially depending on how old you are, right? If you're our age, you know, you're meeting someone who's been around the block a few times. So
Oh, yeah, right
they've got-
now,
they've
yeah.
got their horror stories too. relationship horror stories.
Yeah.
So, be funny. Being funny is the number one thing. Being able to let stuff roll off your shoulders, too.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to let it roll off my shoulders too much, where I go, nah, none of this really matters. It's fine.
Right.
Like, don't worry about it because it really doesn't matter. But maybe it does matter to them.
Yeah.
So then find that spark inside yourself to care.
Right.
Because, so there's one, I've been with my wife for a very long time. And the beginning of our relationship, I did whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I went to the bar, I hung out, I hooked up with girls, I did whatever I wanted. Once I realized that this is the person that I want to be with, and they cared so much about me, and they time and time again proved that they were there to watch me get more successful. Right? Now when I make decisions, a switch happened where I go, if I do this, it's going to make her sad, and I don't want her to be sad.
Ah, yeah.
So I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's not part of my life anymore.
Storming.
I think I'm on to something.
Yeshua agrees.
I think I'm on to... just start praying to Mecca.
Who's Mecca?
It's an asteroid.
Is it an asteroid?
Yeah, it's an asteroid that hit the Earth, and it's just a polished asteroid, and then they built a temple around it.
Oh, the Mecca. That's where they make their
Ice cream sandwiches,
ice cream sandwiches.
coffee and popsicles.
I was gonna say there's a name for the trek that they make to Mecca. It's the
I know. Well, it's a
it's
they make a
pilgrimage to Mecca.
Now I'm gonna shake up this cookie jar.
You know what? A lot of people do that for the Blarney Stone. At least they used to. They didn't build a temple around that.
Yeah, well, I don't think many people have tongued the asteroid in the middle of Mecca.
Yeah, and also people got herpes.
Your mom kissed the Blarney Stone.
She did, the dirty whore. I love you, Mom. I love you.
She doesn't listen.
This is for the joke. She doesn't.
she
She doesn't listen.
All right. All right, Mike. I think
What do you got there?
I found something in here.
Okay.
Oh, this is a little weird. This question is pointed towards a deaf and blind person.
What?
It says,
That's very specific.
how do you find the strength to overcome the challenges of being both deaf and blind?
Okay, I don't have any personal experience to lend to this person, but if I had to think, really empathize and put myself into this person's shoes, my response would be, I can't. I can't. No. Because I would be smart. I would learn sign language and communicate.
With the blind person?
Yeah. Helen Keller knew sign language. And Helen Keller eventually learned how to speak with her mouth. So words.
Goodbye.
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 Well, let me give you some insight. The beginning is rough. The beginning is very rough. You gotta go off touch the whole time. But like something like that, perseverance. I mean, honestly, that's the answer. You know, you have to persevere and continue and keep going.
When you lose perception, persevere.
Right. Right. And you change your perspective.
Always oil your squeaky wheelchair wheels.
Adapt and overcome. Wisdom. There's wisdom in these words.
And if you are going to have these problems, be such a medical anomaly that just people all around the world put you in books and articles
Jokes.
and interviews and
And jokes. Oh, God. All right. Let's get one we can really dig into. I'm feeling. How do you manage your time effectively, and what tools or methods do you use? Well, let me tell you about how I manage my time. All right, because I'm a very busy man with my fingers in a lot of pies.
Gross.
And all those pies need time for fingering, right? But it's hard.
You ever put your dick in one of those pies?
I've never once
thought about
it. Yes, of course. We all have.
Too bad that pie was taken.
But anyway, this is my train of thought, Jeremy. So it's like, how do I? Because I have a lot of things, right? So
Yeah.
I have my day job. I have time with my daughter. I have running being media director for Dungeon Studios and working on Fables from the Forgotten. I am working on this show. I have all the things that go into making this show as successful as it's becoming. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you do it? I barely do it. I barely do it, and I don't know how because it's all jumbled in my brain, and I just panic and pick something and do that, and then hopefully it lands in the correct order of things that it needs to happen, and then I end up forgetting some other things. But overall, I end up getting most everything done that I need to get done from the jumbled mess in my brain as I just kind of grab from the pile as I see things. And I end up forgetting to do a lot of stuff, like I said. But overall, with everything that I need to get done, they somehow manage to get done most of the time.
So chaos.
Through chaos comes no clarity at all. There's no clarity. It's a very poor way of doing things, and I myself need to find a better way to balance. I'm finding when people say, "How do you effectively do?" I don't do anything effectively. Now that I'm doing these questions, Jeremy, I'm having an existential crisis of my own right now. I'm having a crisis of my own that I'm not doing anything right, and that I'm ruining everything, and my whole life is a lie. I'm failing. I don't need it. I can't help myself. I can't help other people help themselves when I can't help myself.
I can help people. I helped Chris.
Help me, Jeremy. You did help Chris.
So, well, the way I manage my time is I wake up every morning at 4, and I make coffee, but I don't drink coffee because I like the smell of coffee in the house. So I'll do that, or if I'm on the road.
So you make coffee and then just dump it in the sink later?
Yep.
That's really what you do?
Uh-huh.
It's incredibly wasteful.
Yep. And then I do 10 push-ups,
Uh-huh.
and then I get dressed, and then I listen to something that I like, a podcast, something, as I get all my stuff ready.
Yeah.
And then I go out, put my stuff in the vehicle for that work day,
Yeah.
and I'll run a mile around the hotel. I'll do laps. And then I get in the truck, and then I go climb up about 10 to 12 buildings a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I just do that, and I get all my work done because I do it in order, and I just do what needs to be done, and then I get back to my hotel or back home, immediately open up my laptop, do all the paperwork that I need to do. I'll go grab myself a beer when that's done, and I'll smoke a cigarette, and then I'll throw the ball with my dog. Or if I'm on the road, I'll put on something to listen to, like a podcast.
Yeah. Violently masturbate in the shower.
I masturbate all throughout that. I left
like,
that
it's
out.
literally like
It's-
run a mile, masturbate, eat,
Yes.
make some coffee while it's brewing, and I don't drink it, masturbate.
I masturbate to the smell of the coffee. This is good time management.
Yeah,
And
right.
you also stay stress-free throughout the day
Yeah,
and just really cool, calm, and collected.
yeah,
Your pants get a little sticky.
right. Yeah, all the residual.
You can't split them. I'm supposed to spend 20 minutes sitting here waiting for more to leak out.
Right, yeah.
Let it stick to your underwear. Then it's kind of cool when you go to take your pants off at the end of the day and it sticks a little bit. You're like,
Right, it gives you something to live for,
there it
right?
is, yeah.
It reminds you that you're alive.
yep. And then when I'm getting ready for bed, especially in the hotel, I'll put in the decaf coffee and I'll brew that and smell that
Ah,
and then pour it out.
so
before I go
coffee
to
is
bed.
your incense. Coffee is your dragon cum.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I do the decaf when I go to bed because I don't want the caffeine to keep me up.
Right, from the coffee you don't drink.
Well, because the smell, because I like the smell.
There's caffeine in the smell.
I'm not a scientist.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, Jeremy, you
And
got
then
it.
at the
You
end
got
of the
it.
night, when I am about to go to bed, I put my butt and my legs up on the headboard wall part of the bed, and I stretch and try and get my lips to touch my wiener.
Oh, just to try and
But
train.
I'm not trying to touch my own wiener. I'm trying to stretch my back out.
It's just.
But visually,
But that's your goal.
well, visually, I need something to strive
Right.
for to get the deep stretch.
Yeah.
I'm not really wanting to try.
Yeah, it's like when you're running, you're looking at something off in the distance.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah. This is the thing that you're looking.
I would never actually touch it.
I
with
would
my
never.
mouth.
I would never.
I would never do that
I mean, it's just covered in gross, crusty cum
from the whole day.
from the whole day. So gross.
So choose your path, folks.
Realistically, for my days and trying to juggle everything that I need to juggle, in the end, stuff still gets done, but it does feel like it's chaotic. I'm the type of person who responds to, like, if I've procrastinated even just a little bit, it produces the panic mode where I go into hyperfocus, right? And then the hyperfocus takes over from the ADHD, and then I'm just cramming, 6 hours in a row, nonstop, on doing the one thing that is in that pile, right?
Have you ever thought about taking a break halfway through?
People continually tell me to do that, but unfortunately, it's not how it works. Once you enter into that state, it's like just full bore.
Well, so realistically, when I'm doing my paperwork and stuff, all my computer stuff I got to do,
Yeah.
okay, I've got this many to do. When I get halfway through, I'll go down, smoke a cigarette outside,
Yeah.
chill, and then I'll go back up and finish them.
Yeah.
But I give myself a mile marker.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that with when I'm inspecting, but I can look at many buildings as I want. But it's all up to me.
Like every other American.
I can do whatever I want.
I can look at as many buildings as I want to every day.
I could do 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and fucking 18 the last day, and just have a really hard day.
I didn't look at any buildings today.
No,
No, I didn't just sit and look at a building.
I do it.
I really should.
I do it usually while the coffee's brewing.
Just jack it off to a building.
It depends on the architecture.
Look at that.
I prefer the old Victorian style
look at
gargoyle buildings. Those really.
Are those Ionic? Are those Doric pillars?
Oh, they're meticulations that don't do anything. They serve no purpose.
All right, Jeremy. What's another? Pull another question out of the cookie jar. She's got plenty. I mean, she's gonna have so many questions left to cover on her show. What's in the cookie jar? It's a very good podcast. You all should check it out. Comes out about once a month, like I said.
Mike, I got one.
Oh, okay.
What positive affirmations or mantras do you use to motivate yourself?
None of it's positive.
No?
No.
It's very self-deprecating?
Very self-deprecating.
Healthy.
No, it's not. But I don't do anything healthy when it comes to myself. I need to work on that.
I don't have any mantras.
Listen, you piece of shit. You got to get this done. Otherwise, no one will love you.
I have none of those inner monologues.
No?
Nope.
No.
I just kind of roll over and I'm like, well, I guess it's time to do it.
You don't look at yourself in the mirror and go, God, you suck.
No, actually, look, if I ever do catch myself in the mirror, I'm usually listening to music or something, and I'll try to like groove to it.
You
and
dance
imagine,
with yourself.
Yeah, and imagine I'm in a music video.
Oh, nice. That's positive.
Yeah.
That's in the positive category.
I look at myself in the mirror most of the time and I go, that's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had that.
I don't know if I developed it or if I was born with it, but that's how it is.
Right. Probably I've kind of been going through a very traumatic part of my life over the last few years that's kind of left a big gaping hole in my life that is currently unfilled except for the chasm of the self-hatred and blame that I've set upon myself for how things have been going. But then, a lot of doors have opened.
Have you ever thought about unburdening yourself from what has been?
How?
I don't know. Kamala says it all the time, and I was just wondering if...
Is that something I can do?
Yeah, all you got to do is unburden yourself from what has been.
Unburden myself.
Uh-huh.
Just...
I think she's talking about jacking off.
Oh, well, it doesn't help. If anything, it's more sad, more shameful.
No, I've been taking her advice. I've been unburdening myself from what has been.
So, jokes aside, I'm sure that there's a positive thing coming down the road. You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought about bottling it up and trying to forget about it?
Yeah, I have. It hasn't worked.
Have you ever thought about just one day I won't care anymore about this thing that I care about?
Hey everybody, Future Michael here. Just want to tell you about our band of the week. It's ENUMA ELISH? Eilish. ENUMA Eilish. ENUMA ELISH. It could be either one. With their song, The Sun Behind the Sun, links will be in the description to their Spotify. And we're brought to you by Dungeon Studios, makers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons modules, as well as podcasts like The Nerd News and The Game and Fables from the Forgotten, which that one is an audio drama, which is about to finish up with Season 1. Ooh, it's going to be a banger. Check it out from start to finish. I think 10 episodes for Season 1. And, what else? We still have an active GoFundMe listed. If you go to our Facebook page, you can find a link to that. Just trying to do some upgrades. We'd like to start doing video and live streams and everything like that. So if you want to help us out to reach that goal, you can check that out on our Facebook page. And I love you for it. Thank you. And have a great day. Bye-bye.
There's got to be like you just have to change your perspective, but it's like how you get there, right? It's like, well, this thing that does matter to you that you can't control, right? This thing that you cannot change. This is how it is, and it's making you upset, but it's something that you have to learn to live with. Otherwise, what's the alternative, right? The alternative is just more of the same, and it's unsustainable, right? So you surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You give yourself an outlet, right? And that's kind of what I've been doing. I have our show. I have another show. I'm involved in other things, to kind of help fill that void with people that tell me I'm doing a great job. Words of affirmation by far is one of my biggest love languages.
Yeah.
And I get it from this community because I work my butt off and they work their butts off, and I make sure that their work is on the pedestal that it deserves, and it's produced into a wonderful product. And those people are appreciative, and they tell me that I'm doing a great job.
Have you ever thought about trying to hire people that will have sex with you?
Have I thought about it? Absolutely. In those dark moments, you're half a 750 of scotch down. You're just like, I just need something. And then you just don't go through. I've never gone through with it, but of course, people think about it. But I'm not that type of person. I'm not that. I can't. I have never even had like a one night stand that I knew was a one night stand.
So the trick is you start looking them up and you see that they're available and around you. And you start getting into it, and then you're just like, while you're like, oh, I should say hi, and then the fantasies go in, and then you
just don't even need it.
Finish, and you're like, that's dumb. I'll just go to bed.
Right.
I'm not gonna hire a lady for that. That's
and then
crazy.
and then you zip your pants up and continue looking at the building you're looking at. And you apologize to the people in the lobby. That's very funny.
When I go in and solicit sex from strangers in buildings.
Hey, you think she's hot? Do you think she's hot?
Just walking up to strangers in buildings, being like, "Hey, how much?"
How much?
As I'm jacking them. And they go, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "You know what I'm talking about." And then I apologize and I leave.
Oh God. Oh. What was the question? How does
it was about mantras? How do you
mantras? There's a mantra that I do say. There is a mantra that I do say regularly.
Okay.
And that it's going to get better. And I honestly believe that. Again, jokes aside, It's gonna get better.
What you said,
There's no alternative.
what you were saying is when, something gets out of your control, the best advice in that situation is immediately don't care anymore.
Time heals. Time heals.
If it's out of your
It
control,
always has. Yeah, right. And that's
then you're just wasting energy putting emotion into something that you can't do anything about.
yeah. With time, stuff like that just goes away. It does
Yes.
because you grow and adapt and overcome. I consider myself in a window of time, and it's going to get better. So realistically, an actual answer to that question for anybody who is dealing with mental health problems, I like to joke. It's me. It's myself. I'm allowed to joke about my own feelings and thoughts and opinions. But in reality, my actual response constructively is it's going to get better. Time heals all wounds. Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. All right. Let me grab one. You want to do like one more and then just bullshit?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, because this is starting to get depressing. I'm just realizing that I have a lot of stuff to work on. It's really what it is. What new skills or knowledge do you want to acquire in the next year? That's a good one. Jeremy, I think you have a lot, especially for our show. I think that you have a long list of things that you want to start learning about and doing when it comes to the show. You've been putting a lot of effort forth into taking things and like really putting a lot of time and energy into the show as opposed to just showing up.
Which is my favorite thing to do.
It is nice. Yeah,
It's
because
great.
I remember when you were going through your daily routine on how to juggle everything, our show wasn't even included in any of that list.
No.
Whereas I'm like, I have a day job and then I have this and I have this and I have this and I have this.
Yeah, no, all my stuff.
And you're just like, I have a day job and I like to make coffee and not drink it.
Yeah. And masturbate. But also, I consume media.
Yeah,
I do. I consume mass amounts of media.
you do. Which, in all honesty, dude, our show would probably be dead because I don't, and therefore I wouldn't have the topical things, to bring up in a conversation that people may be interested in hearing about
It's like
on a weekly podcast.
we're an entertainment show, so I try to
Yes, be entertained.
have references, kind of
Yeah.
know what the fuck's going on.
Right,
Like,
we're in the zeitgeist.
like,
Yeah.
right now, what you're having, what's going on in your life right now, Mike, is you're having a brat summer.
A brat summer.
Yeah, you're having a brat summer is what the
What the cool kids call it.
kids are saying these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's lit.
No,
Bet.
that's out.
Bet.
That's done, Mike. We're not there anymore.
Ooh. The gods are angry. All right. But anyway, Jeremy, so you're starting to take like control over like social media stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Jeremy's on social media now.
I mean, well, I control the Facebook.
Right, yeah. Like Jeremy's in there. He can see and respond from
Yeah.
the show.
When you're talking to the Facebook, I can see it.
Jeremy can see it and
YouTube
respond to you.
YouTube comments, I'm responding.
That's
I'm liking
huge.
your stuff. I'm replying to things. I do enjoy that. That doesn't feel like part of a routine, though. It's something I enjoy.
Right.
do.
But if it's not a job if you like what you do, Jeremy.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is also my day job. So
Right. So we just got to
I
find.
actually don't work at all, to be honest. I like all the things I do. So,
Right. Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
That's that is very relieving of stress. It doesn't generate stress.
I try to stay as stress-free as possible.
I do too overall, but it's been getting to the point where I'm starting to get stressed. Like season 1 of Fables is like almost done, and that's been a fucking shit show. Like getting that stuff out because I'm putting a lot of time and energy in it, and it's just you got to make that time. That time's got to come from somewhere.
Well, it's doing good, too.
It is doing. It's doing well, that show. But season 1 will be wrapping up over the next month, and then we go on break before season 2. So that's going to be, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Then you can take up even more stuff to
Then-
fill that time.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, exactly. Right? Never relax. Ever. I watched Silicon Valley like a few weeks. It was about a month ago. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I watched Silicon Valley over the span of like 2 days, and like I haven't watched anything since. Like I haven't watched anything.
What about your podcasts? You stay listening to podcasts?
Nah, dude,
Can't, huh?
I don't have time for that. I mean, at my day job, I do, but I've actually switched back to like listening to a lot of music.
Music?
Yeah, because that puts me more in a zen zone. You know,
I like to drown out while other people are talking.
Yeah,
I like start focus on what I'm doing, and I'm just.
yeah.
But I always do that. I multitask. I watch a movie with my wife with a headphone in while listening to a podcast and reading something. Like a question I had, I just type into Google.
Right.
And I retain the information. And I've just always do that. I fall asleep listening to something and watching something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Feel chaotic when it's all shut off.
But over the next year, like what are some things that you know, and how to do it? Like what are some things that you want to see yourself get into? New skills.
Extreme kayaking.
Extreme kayaking.
Uh-huh.
Oh, bold.
Yep.
Have you been thinking about that?
For a long time now.
Oh, have you?
It's a dream.
I mean, you do have that rowing machine.
Mm-hmm.
So you've had that for a while. So
have.
I mean, the signs are there.
Yep.
The signs. Do they have a kayaking machine? they have a. You know,
I use that one like
they
a
have a
kayak
rowing machine for like rowing. Can you row a kayak?
I use that like a kayak. I just take the bar that I'm supposed to
Right,
pull
and just do
myself
one
with.
side, one side,
Yep, I do
one side. Okay, smart.
Yep.
I mean, because you are training.
But when I say extreme kayaking, it's where you're going off of one of the big falls to where you have to ditch your kayak and then parachute away.
Oh, with like a sugar glider.
Yep. No. Yep. I've been practicing.
The wingsuits.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been practicing. I got the little teeth guard that stops the bugs from getting in your mouth when you're flying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goggles.
No.
Are you sponsored?
Yep.
Who's your sponsor?
Dungeon Studios. They didn't tell you.
Yeah. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
They gave me 14% of the company if I do it.
So much Cocoa Pebbles.
Uh-huh.
Wow. No, they never told me.
Really?
No, let me check my emails.
That's wild.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're taking my percentage to give
I know.
parts of my percentage in order to give to you.
I thought it was weird that they
To
didn't.
sponsor your extreme kayaking, which is actually mostly just
Well, you see the training?
It's mostly just wingsuiting.
You see
and very little of the kayaking, actually.
Do you see my training photos?
Yeah, I see them.
I'm in a kayak.
Briefly, I can see that you start in the kayak about a couple, like at least 14 yards before the falls.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kayak to the center of the waterfall before then abandoning the kayak to expand your body into a sugar glider stance.
Well, actually,
to wingsuit.
I've been practicing putting on the suit while in the kayak. So
So it's a time. So then
if I don't get the suit on
okay.
quick enough. So that's in the training photos.
Yeah.
You see, I know it's on dry land, but I got the kayak and I'm practicing putting the suit on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's absolutely no danger at all whatsoever.
Not in this picture.
But there is somebody with a stopwatch timing you.
Well, I did go, I think that morning when I went to my
he's
kayak.
yelling at you pretty bad right here. Did you fail or did you not do it in time?
I ate his sandwich. It was in the cooler.
Oh, he is hitting you with a stick.
I thought it was for me.
Wow.
That's part of the training because of the G-force, the wind. That's why he's hitting me in the face.
Well, you're crying.
It's training.
Jeremy, he's assaulting you. That you could use this in court.
You got any skills you want to learn?
To be a lawyer for you, so that way I can defend
me in court.
Well, not defend you, but I can advocate for you to press charges against this man.
I mean, he's a really good teacher.
He's a really good teacher?
Yeah, he's the best.
Did you end up getting the time that you needed that day?
No, I haven't got there yet. Got any skills you want to learn?
I've always wanted to learn animation.
Like the history of it?
No, like to do it. Like I've always wanted to learn how to animate, make a cartoon, even if it's just little stupid doodles, ever since we did it in middle school.
Can't you draw? Isn't there apps where you can draw something and then it's animated? You can make it do whatever you want.
Before it was Flash animation when you had to code it.
Uh-huh.
You had to use a lot of code.
Yep.
In order to make something move.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Nope.
You can just use the app and draw something. Jerry's gonna make a cartoon right now.
Let's see if I can make a cartoon real quick.
What are you working on over there? What are you working on over there, Jerry? What is this?
I turned you into an animation.
You turned me into a cartoon.
Yes.
Based on a photograph.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a much skinnier version of me.
Yes.
Wearing a shirt that's also me in a It's like a cartoon version of me wearing a shirt with an even more cartoony version of me. Fascinating.
Here, let me fix it.
But it's not moving. It's not animated.
Did you realize that it picked up the color scheme?
It did pick up our color scheme. The neon teal and pink. What? What? Why are you laughing?
I'm fixing it.
You're fixing it. Oh, okay. Now you've made me grotesquely obese.
Look at the prompt I gave it.
You took the photo and it says you wrote "make me fat and sad." And it's funny because again, it's a picture of which doesn't look anything like me. It's just a very large, fat, bearded man who looks very sad, and he's wearing a shirt with a picture of himself, but he's not sad. It's like where he wants to be in life.
It's his inner child.
It's just out of reach.
It's his inner child.
And in the background, there's a bar, much like in the scene I'm in currently in real life. There's a bar and a microphone. Wow, it picked up the bar behind me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See the sign and the sign we have up there?
Make me fat and sad. Where do I want to be? What skills do I want to learn in a year? Not being fat and sad. Let's start. Let's go with that. That's my answer. It's very achievable, Jeremy. It's a very achievable goal. You got to set up realistic goals, right? We can move on. We got to wrap up anyway. We got to time to wrap it up. Put the cookie jar away.
I like this cookie jar.
Did you notice that every time you open it, you actually do get the smell of there was cookies in the jar at one point? They're very cinnamony. So now it's me, fat and sad, with a bunch of very attractive women behind me laughing at how fat and sad I am. What did you add laughing women add laughing women ignoring me. The beard is so big. Oh, the women are horrifying. Their faces are grotesque. One of them looks like they have pink eye. The one on the right, she's got pink eye.
No, she just got corrected at home.
She just got corrected at home. Well, we've been Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. Yes. What's in the cookie jar? Self-help. Very achievable and easily accessible self-help instructions from a show that will probably do it better than me and Jeremy did today. So check her out. Again, that's Liliana Drury.
She's great.
Yes. Great voice, great content, and she's ready to help you help yourself. We are wherever you find your podcasts. And Jeremy, what did you add?
I made it better.
Okay, so you just made it not safe for work in neon lights. I'm crying now while looking up not safe for work materials. So it's me being sad. What? And again, why do I continue to have a photo of myself? Like I have a bob-omb on my shirt right now from Mario.
It looks just like you.
And it looks just like me. So it got confused. The AI got confused. So I'm doing a podcast at a bar. I'm very fat, very sad, very bearded. And those women are laughing and ignoring me.
Just like our audience.
Just like our audience. That's right, Jeremy. And thank you, Majizzies, for tuning in to another fine
It got your
episode
arm hair.
of Michael and Jeremy Steal Your
Did you
Podcast.
see it got your arm hair?
It does have my arm hair. Yep. It knows that I got hairy arms. And Jeremy, where can people interact with us? How do people get in touch with us?
You know, my favorite thing is through YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah?
I love seeing YouTube comments and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. That's the best place for me to interact directly with you.
Jeremy wants to see some more YouTube comments.
stuff.
All right, so
Yeah.
comment on our YouTube. Abandon whatever you're listening to us on, and then go to YouTube, and then re-listen to all of our episodes through YouTube.
There's a button, go to the playlist and just
Yep,
play it
start
all.
from the bottom and comment on every single one. Tell us what you think.
We should get rid of half of our catalog.
We
Bury it.
should get rid of half of our episodes. Smart move, Jeremy. Yep.
I'm thinking about the future.
Right, thinking about the
Release
future.
them as lost tapes,
Bury them like a treasure that no one wants to look for.
which we buried.
If you go to our website, our new and improved website, www.majizzypod, that's MJSYPOD.com, there's actually a buried treasure tab on that website. And you'll notice something when you click on it, Jeremy.
What's that?
You'll notice that it's locked and requires a pin, a number pin.
Oh.
Well, actually, it requires a password.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your first clue. It's a number
There's only so many combinations.
of letters and numbers, and none of them are letters. That's your first clue. Hey, we gave a clue. Oh, okay. Clue time. Treasure. What's in the treasure, Jeremy?
The dildo.
Diamonds.
Diamond studded dildos.
Nope, there's just a dildo, but it's not a dildo, Jeremy.
There's gold in there.
and diamonds.
And bullion.
And silver.
Bullion cubes.
I think there's also a comic book.
Is there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a Spider-Man comic in there from the
Really?
90s or 80s.
A Spider-Man comic
Don't
book?
restart the music, Jeremy.
This is the best treasure ever.
Actually, you can go to our Facebook page, and on there's a video of me stocking the treasure full of all of the goodies that are inside of it.
What, you're following the treasure around?
It's so loud. It's so loud. Anyway,
We're Majizzy Pod.
we're on Majizzy Pod. We have a phone number. Actually, Jeremy, we have a voicemail.
We have a voicemail?
Someone left us a voicemail on our phone number, which is 903
287.
0660.
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's go ahead and play that now.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Okay.
How you doing? Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Well, thank you, dear
Is
listener.
this in response to when we were talking about Sean Astin?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin?
Sean Astin.
In that little
My
clip?
wife is retarded.
Yeah, my wife is retarded.
I don't think so.
My wife is retarded.
He's just saying how you doing in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, he's doing, what is it called? It's the technique.
Fluctuating your. But anyway, leave us a voicemail at our phone number. Again, that's 903-287-0660. We'll play your voicemails no matter how ridiculous they are. Just like that one. I don't even know who it's from. I don't know this person. And they left a voicemail. We played it. Popcorn. And, I'm so sorry. To answer their question, Jeremy, I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
I'm doing fine. And I have popcorn. I might make popcorn.
Ooh.
I'm not saying I'm going to make popcorn, but if I did make popcorn, it would be the best popcorn.
Okay. And you can leave us you can send us an email to our email, which is UHJYEAH at majizzypod.com. Send us, if you have a show you want us to steal, send it to us and we'll do it. And, if you have a podcast and you want us to steal it, let us know. It doesn't matter. Just get in touch with us. Tell me that you love me, please. I just want to be held.
All right, buddy.
All right, Jeremy, I love you.
Yep. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
The power of now. July the lotus. Liberation from suffering. The bright dawn heralds a new day. The golden gates of the sun. And I won't turn my face away till my soul leaks out of my bones. They wanna take me away. I left my shell behind above the astral plane. Journey to the divine. And then I see an intense solitary guitar consuming, ever-changing, unwavering, destined. Close my eyes and it feels its beauty, shining brightly in its eyes. Give my being such a tipping dead I'm free of seeing, takes my heart. I'm free of feeling, nothing left but conscious being.
Jeremy, I don't know if they do returns. Like, I know we had our way with this podcast, but I don't know if we can just, like, return it to a flea market. They usually, most of them just say no refunds.
I think we should just throw it in the trash.
Then why did we come back to the flea market?
Dragon come ice cream.
Jeremy, we'll start our own little booth. Let's see if we can sell it.
Okay.
Let's see if we can sell it.
Sounds like a great idea, Mike.
How much time do you have? Do you have an afternoon available?
I got about 17 minutes. Mike.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Podcast.
I'm meeting
podcast
with-
for
I'm-
sale.
So I'm meeting with my good friend John.
Jeremy, dance.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Jeremy, dance.
Yep. Yeah.
We met with John last week.
John's my best friend now.
Well, you guys hang out? Podcast for sale. Oh, wow. Jim. Oh, wow. Those stretches you've been doing where you're trying to touch your dick with your mouth has really been paying off.
You think that's cool? Check this out.
Oh, wow. You your own butthole. Oh. I don't even know how you did that. Jeremy, you're bleeding. Jeremy, you're bleeding. Podcast for sale. Now I want real cookies.
Real cookies?
Yeah.
I don't have any cookies in the studio.
I'm gonna abandon it way earlier than this anyway.
I don't-